Good day, class. Thank you very much for watching this video. So for today's discussion, we're going to talk about the cell membrane. Let me just skip this one. There you go. So we all know what the cell membrane is, diba? Cell membrane can either appear po sa ating animal cell and of course sa ating plant cell. So let's have an overview. So what is cell membrane? Cell membrane separates living cell from non-living surrounding. Of course, it acts like an envelope or a protective barrier para po hindi po basta-basta makalusot po yung mga bagay-bagay o other chemicals na posibleng makaharm sa loob ng isang cell. Next, so it's a really thin barrier with 8 nanometer thick. No? So it controls traffic in and out of the cell. And of course, selectively permeable, meaning po nun, it allows some substances to cross more easily than of course the others because it has two sides. Meron siyang dalawang sides po, no? Pansin niyo yung bilog na yan, ayan. Meron po, isa po dyan ay hydrophobic, at isa po dyan si hydrophilic, which of course triggers po kung paano po magdadali ngayon si chemical or si substances po papasok at papalabas po ng ating cells. Next, it's made of phospholipids, proteins, and other macromolecules such as of course lipids, ating mga glycolipids, and other proteins. Ayan. For our phospholipids class, ayan. So, this is what actually, commonly po, itsura po ng ating cell membrane. So, we have the fatty acid cells. Ito pong mahaba na yan. Yan po ay isa pong hydrophobic. Meaning, siya po ay hindi po kabate, phobic, or kaaway po ni water. So, yung fatty acid cell na yun. Di ba, tandaan natin, ang lipids or ang fatty acids are not actually, hindi siya naghalo o hindi siya kabate ni water. Next, for its head, yung blue na yan, that is the phosphate group head. So, since phosphate po siya po ay hydrophilic or water-loving. Ulitin po natin, si fatty acid tails po ay ating hydrophobic or water-feeding, while si phosphate group head, siya po ay hydrophilic or water-loving. So, it is actually, itong ating phospholipid bilayer nito is arranged of course as bilayer, meaning kabilaan po ang kanya po arrangement like this one. Ayan. So ano pong tendency po pag ganyan po ang movement o pag ganyan po ang structure ng ating cell? Now, because of its phospholipid bilayering, ito po ngayon ang itsura ng ating system. Ayan. So ang tendency niyan is that kung meron man pong substance na hindi po dapat nakapasok sa loob ng ating tawag dito ng ating cell, madali po siyang ma-check o ma-control yung traffic para pasok at papalabas. That is why we call this type of layer as semi-permeable. Okay? Excuse me? Ayan, I'm so sorry. So, in 1972, S.J. Singer and G. Nicholson proposed that membrane proteins are inserted into the phospholipid bilayer. So, as you can see, class, ayan. Meron tayo yung hydrophilic region of the protein, the phospholipid bilayer, and the hydrophobic region of the protein, which is partly po is nasa loob lamang po siya. It's like a fluid. Just like what they said, it's like a mosaic. It's a fluid mosaic model. So, membrane is a collagen of proteins and other molecules embedded in the fluid matrix of lipid bilayer. So, ayan pong matrix po na, ayan pong kabuuan ng ating cell membrane is made up of different parts. So, aside from the phosphate head, and then fatty acid na tail, diba? Meron po tayong glycolipids, the glycoproteins, the peripheral protein, cholesterol, transmembrane protein, and other parts. So, pag-aaralan na siya ng isa-isa, no? Kung ano pong role nila, no? Yan. There you go. For the glycoprotein, which is yan, itong this part na yan, ito ng glycoprotein. So, these are proteins containing glycans attached to amino acid side chain. Glycans are oligosaccharides, meaning multiple or longer chain ng glycans na, which are saccharide polymers that can attach to either lipids, glycolipids, or amino acid glycoproteins. For the glycolipids naman po, so carbohydrate attached lipids which are associated with cell membranes. So they play important roles in providing energy and serve as markers for cellular recognition. So yan. So aside from, kagaya nga po, providing energy, di ba, tandaan natin si lipid, no? Si lipid po, secondary po siya, na energy providing, specifically kay heat o body heat. Yun yung pinaka main purpose ng si lipid, no? Aside from providing heat, siya po ay for markers po for cellular recognition, meaning siya po yung titingin kung dapat bang ipasok itong substance sa loob ng system o hindi. Okay, next is the phospholipid. So major membrane lipids, major, that consist of lipid bilayers. This basic cellular structure acts as barrier to protect the cell against various environmental insults and, more importantly, enables multiple cellular processes to occur in subcellular compartment. So, si phospholipid bilayer, yung kabilaan nga po na meron tayong phosphate head and then the fatty acid tail, which is, once again, pag po si fatty acid tail, siya po si hydrophobic or water-fearing. Pag po naman po si ating phosphate head, siya po ay hydrophilic or water-loving. For the cholesterol naman po, so as we all know, cholesterol is a lipid as well, a waxy fat-like substance that found in all cells in your body. So, body needs some cholesterol to make hormones, vitamin D, substances that help you digest food. Okay, so technically, kahit sabihin nila dyan, meron tayong, kailangan walang cholesterol sa katawan. No. We still need cholesterol sa ating katawan. But not too much pa rin, no? Since magiging waste lang siya sa ating body natin. Okay. Next is transmembrane protein. So, firmly inserted into phospholipid bilayer. Membrane transport proteins fulfill an essential function in every living cell by catalyzing the translocation of solutes o paglipat, including ions, nutrients, neurotransmitters, and numerous drugs across biological membranes. So especially ito, mas kilala to sa mga ating pag nag-lotion tayo, di ba? Tandaan natin si lotion, hindi siya dediretso sa may ating veins, hindi siya dediretso sa circulatory system. Meron tayong meron transmembrane protein para po mas selectively may cell kung sino papapasok sa loob o hindi. So, mali mo kasi hindi pwede pumasok sa loob ng cell itong specific na protein na ito. Next is, for a while, I'm so sorry, parang lagpasan ko siya. Ayan, parang nagpasan ko peripheral proteins, a protein that is found temporarily attached to the cell or mitochondrial membrane. So, peripheral membrane proteins attached to the membrane but are not embedded into it. Since temporary lang po sila, no? Di po siya kasama talaga. The peripheral membrane proteins functions in support, communication, enzyme, and molecule transfer and cell. So, pag sinabing peripheral proteins, siya po ay temporary lamang po na attachment o temporary support lamang po siya. Next is filaments of cytoskeleton. So, cytoplasm of eukaryotic cell is partially organized by network of proteins filaments known as cytoskeleton. So, as we all know, cytoskeleton, they provide rigid structure ng ating mga cell. Hindi naman siya sobrang floppy. Diba? Para meron siyang konting structure. It partially organizes the contents of cell. It connects cell physically and biochemically to external environment. And it generates coordinated forces that enable the cell to move and, of course, change cell. Okay? Now, of course, membrane fat composition varies. Diba nga po, no? Sa bawat katawan ng tao, iba-iba po mga fat natin sa ating katawan. And that is, of course, composition din ng ating cell. So, fat composition affects flexibility. So, membrane must be fluid and flexible. So, it is about as fluid and as thick as salad oil. So, for example, salad oil is yung, tawag dito, olive oil, diba? Yung mga dressing, kung tawagin. So, dapat ganun lang po yung, dito, fluidity o yung ating viscosity ng ating membrane. No? So, saturated fatty acid and phospholipids keep membranes less viscous o hindi naman siya sobrang, sobrang tawag dito, sobrang lapot na cold adapted organisms winter wheat increased in autumn. So, syempre, cholesterol in, of course, membrane increases, of course, the viscosity ng ating katawan. Okay? Ayan. So, for example, ayan, pag sobrang fluid kasi nung ating cell membrane, as you can see, unsaturated carbon tails with kinks. So, meaning, ataw dito, hindi po organized po si ating cell membrane. So, tendency niya is that ma-out of place si ating cell o ma-out of shape or posibleng may maipasok na hindi dapat dapat pumasok sa ating cell. That's why cell should be viscous. Okay? Ayan. For the membrane proteins, so proteins determine the membrane specific functions. So cell membrane and organelle membranes each have unique collections of proteins. So for the membrane proteins, tandaan, di ba, yung peripheral proteins, di ba? These are just a marker, di ba? They are just design or dito temporary. No, so loosely bound surface to membrane cell surface identity marker, which is of course antigens. Ang tawag sa kanila. Sorry. There you go. So for the integral proteins, so these penetrate the lipid bilayer usually across the membrane. Ito si, ayan o, ayan si integral. Yan parang spring na yan. Ayan. So, across the whole membrane. So, transmembrane proteins, so transport proteins, which is of course the channels and the pumps po. Siya po yung nagtatransport po madalas po ng mga water, ng mga tubig mula sa labas papaloob po ng mga substances. So, why are the proteins perfect molecule to build structures in the cell membrane? So, that's the question. But those proteins. Now, the answer is that proteins are perfect molecules because proteins are made up of chains of amino acids. And amino acids are polar, non-polar, or even electrically charged po. Since marami tayong amino acid, uri-uri po niyan, iba-iba rin po yung yung properties po ng amino acids. Depende po sa kanilang role. So, the non-polar hydrophobic part penetrates the internal part. So, yung non-polar na hydrophobic makakapasok po sa loob. And open span the membrane while the polar hydrophilic o yung water-loving part extends out the cell membrane. Which, ito, ayan, nasa labas. So, ayan, hydrophilic po yan. Hydrophobic yun nasa loob. Hence, transport of materials are possible. So, signal transduction across the membrane is possible. Cell-cell recognition, intracellular joining, and even attachment to the cytoskeleton and extracellular are, of course, possible. It's once again, since magkaiba po yung kanilang both amino acids are, of course, polar and non-polar, naging possible po yung pagpasok at paglabas po ng mga substances. Depende sa polarity po ng ating mga bagay. So, how can you classify naman po if si amino acid ay polar or non-polar or hydrophobic? So, based on this, nakita natin yun, di ba? Ayan. So, these are polar and, of course, hydrophobic. As you notice, no, especially sa ating, sa ating methionine, ayan. Anong pansin yung kaiba dyan? Pag non-polar and hydrophobic. 'Di ba? So, as you can see, ang structure po dyan, madalas po kay polar po is, most common po dyan, ayan, sila double bond po. Ayan. No? Though may double bond pa rin po kay hydrophilic, while mas common po kasi si single bond po kay hydrophilic po. Okay? Ayan. Pansinin nyo, ayan. Kaya ating hydrophobic, si oxygen, ayan o, si oxygen. Ayan. Na nakakonect kay carbon is single bond. No? Ayan. While double bond naman po, madalas po kay polar naman po. Next is the proteins, domains, anchor molecules. So, within the membrane, non-polar amino acids or are hydrophobic, anchors protein into membrane. Like this one. Ayan. On outer surfaces of membrane, which is nasa labas. So, these are polar, meaning hydrophilic naman po siya. O, tandaan natin, pag non-polar, siya po ay hydrophobic. Hydrophobic po siya. Pag po siya ay polar, that is hydrophilic. Okay? For example, ayan. So, water channel ng bacteria like this one. And the proton pump channel in the photosynthetic bacteria. So, paano napasok si proton? The function through conformational change is equal to shape change. Excuse me. Now, how do this membrane functions po na? So, of course, meron po siya iba-ibang functions sa ating membrane o si cell membrane. First is most common po is they are mainly na transporter o siya po yung main na daanan po o lagusan ng ating mga substances. Okay, transporter po siya. Second, for enzyme activity. Of course, some proteins po kasi meron po siyang mga ang mga substrates po, no, na kung saan po pwede po magkaroon ng enzyme activity. Next is cell surface receptor. Next is cell surface identity marker. Next is cell adhesion or meaning po si protein po is kaya niya po makapagdikit o magkaroon direct contact po with other cell. And next is of course attachment to the cytoskeleton, meaning kaya niya pong humawak po o maging of course main structure po ng rigidity ng ating cell. Okay, so cell membrane carbohydrates play a key role in cell-to-cell recognition, the ability of cell to distinguish one cell from another, which is of course the antigens. Diba? Tandaan natin, no? Pag ang cell natin hindi po na-distinguish yung kabilang cell o yung ibang cell as part of our body cell, ang tendency niya is patayin niya yon. O, takihin niya yon. That's why importante po si cell membrane din. Para po, if magkaroon man po sila kung meron man pong cell surface identity marker po si cell membrane, pag dumikit po doon at na-recognize, katropa natin to, no, hindi niya po atakihin yun o papatayin po yan. Mas madalas po ulitin natin sa ating mga sa ating mga plate at mga white blood cells, di ba? Na next, important in organ and tissue development and basis for rejection of foreign cells by immune system. Just like what I told you, class, na so sa katawan natin para po malaman po ni immune system o ni for example, white blood cell, na tong cell na to is not part of our body, they need to have a direct contact. Meaning, yayakapin niya yun, no? I-envelope niya yun. At pag po ay na-identify po using their cell surface identity marker, na-identify, hindi natin to akosa, ayun, sa kanya po lulunukin po yun, no? So, I hope na malinaw po sa ating cell membrane. Let's now talk about the movement across the cell membrane. First, ayan, the diffusion. No, we all know the second law of thermodynamics, of course. Universe tend towards disorder or entropy. Kahit anong mangyari yan, kahit anong ayos yan simula, lagi po yan magkakaroon ng disorder o hindi pagkakaayos-ayos, no? Or entropy. So, yeah, for example, this one, ayan, si water na sa labas. We got the molecules of dye and the membrane. So, over the time, 'di ba? Yung ating water, yung ating dye, yung ating pangkulay, pansinin niyo, magkukulay po yung nasa labas niya po. Yung water po sa labas. For example, pwede niyo gawin sa bahay to, no? Kuha kayo ng jobos, tapos ng plastic ng yellow, ng ice. Tapos yung plastic ng ice na yon, lagyan niyo ng water na may jobos. Then itali niyo siya na may higpit. And then what you're going to do is sa isang basin na malinis na water, ilagay nyo ngayon doon si plastic ng yellow with jobos. Pansinin nyo over the time, magbublue yung nasa paligid. O medyo magbublue yung nasa paligid ng labas ng ating plastic ng yellow. So, because of entropy. No, we call that movement or we call that phenomenon as diffusion. That is the movement from high to low concentration. Di ba nga? Just to make sure lamang po na sa perfect o nasa equilibrium po yung ating system. So, diffusion po, diffusion is the movement of any substances from high to low concentration. So, this diffusion is actually what we call as the passive transport. Di siya masyadong gumagamit po talaga ng kahit anong energy. Na, excuse me, pag sabi ko si active transport class, most common pong ginagamit po ni active transport ay ATP. They need energy. So, diffusion po, di niya na po kailangan ng energy. Okay po, since nagdedepende po si diffusion kay second law of thermodynamics. No, because the diffusion moves from high to low naturally. No energy needed na po siya. For example, like this one diffusion na kumakalat po natural po si ating color ng dye. Okay, so in a movement of water, ayan, we call that as osmosis. Mamaya isa-isa natin si osmosis. Yan. So, diffusion across cell membrane. So, cell membrane is the boundary between inside and outside of the cell body. Alam natin yan, no? It separates cell from its environment. But can it be an impenetrable boundary? Meaning, siya po ba ay hindi na penetrate forever? Hindi po. Kaya pa rin po siya ma-penetrate, no? Tanda natin, semi-permeable po si ating cell. So, of course, what goes in? So, what goes in po si food, such as carbohydrates, sugars, proteins, amino acid, lipid, salts, the oxygen, and of course, the water. However, of course, the out or the waste or the byproduct are ammonia, another salts, carbon dioxide, water, so sorry, naglalag siya, and of course, other product. Minsan meron pa ngang glucose or sugar as product, na depending po sa uri ng cell. Okay? So, cell needs material in and products or waste out. Tandaan natin, no, kung may papasok po na other na material po si ating cell, kailangan po meron po siyang kakibat na product. Now, so diffusion through phospholipid bilayer. So, what molecules can get through directly? So, ano po yon? That is the fat and the other lipid acid. For example, like this one. Inside cell, the outside cell. Ayan. So, pansinin nyo, si lipid madaling makapasok. No? Since water-fearing po, itong si ating, water-loving sa ating head, ang tendency niya is, itutulak niya po kaagad, pabalik, papunta po sa kabilang side po si lipid. Okay, since magkaiba po yung kanilang polarity. Okay, so like this one. So, water can of course, sometimes can go in and sometimes can go outside. Like salt naman, ayan. So, what molecules cannot go through directly? So, for example, H2O, polar molecules. Hindi po siya makapasok agad. Pero in some cases, kaya po makapasok ni water. Depende po kung anong purpose po ni water sa loob ni cell. Next is ions. Hindi po kaya makapasok ni ions kay cell membrane directly. So, it will be facilitated po by other proteins. Meaning, kailangan po niya ng either active na transport. Basta kailangan po niya ng other katulong para po makapasok. Same case po yung kay H2O. So, large molecules such as starches and of course, proteins. So, channels through the through cell membrane. So, membranes becomes semi-permeable with protein channels. Na? So, that is the mayroon po yung mga tawiran o daanan po na kinakailangan po para makapasok at makalabas po si ating mga substances. So, specific channels allow specific material across the cell membrane. For example, ayan, si outside cell pumasok si sugar. So, nakapasok na siya. Ganina hindi siya nakapasok, di ba? Ngayon, nakapasok na siya sa loob si sugar because of a specific channel. Diba? That's why, cell membrane is semi-permeable. Meaning, meron lamang ng specific na channel at nakapasok po actually lahat. Pero, nakadepende po kung saan po siyang i-check. Para po, kung sinong entrance po papasukan niya. Okay po. Next is AA. Ayan. Next si H2O. Ayan, nakapasok na ngayon yan. Diba? Sabi ko kanina, minsan meron po makailangan ng mga active transports, active channels para po makapasok si mga bagay-bagay. Si salt and of course, ayan, si ammonia. Next is this is what we call now the facilitated diffusion. So, diffusion through protein channels. Kaya pinata ko ganina lang. No? Channels move specific molecules across cell membrane, which is actually no energy needed as well. No. So, facilitated meaning with help lamang po. Okay? So, yan. It is actually one other type of a passive diffusion. Kasi wala nga po siyang ginagamit na energy. But still, it is facilitated by proteins. No. Ayan, for example, ayan, mga bilog-bilog na yan. For example, let us assume that is water. No. So, they are being helped by the specific protein para po siya makapasok sa loob ng ating cell. But no energy needed or no ATP needed. Okay. Ayan. Now, let's now go towards active transport. Kanina pa ito yung chika, So, active transport, so cell may need to move molecules against the concentration agent. Meaning, ang sabihin ng concentration agent, yung daloy ng ating flow. For example, kung ang flow is from high to low, malay mo, meron specific na mga cells na kailangan po niya from low to high. Ngayon, shape change transport solute from one side to membrane to other. So, we call them as the protein or the pump. Yung ating, yung tawag dito, ayan, yung pump na tumutulong po para po from low to high po or against the gradient na po ngayon yung ating movement. So, with that said, since against the gradient or hindi po siya passive, yung transport, now, kailangan niya na po ng ATP or adenosine triphosphate. So, for it to move. So, ang mangyayari dyan is that, ayan, magiging some sort of dormant siya. So, kukuha siya ng bilog dyan sa labas and then papalabas dun sa ating cell membrane. So, ayan po. Ayan, like that one. That is an example of an active transport. Okay? As you notice, no, gumamit po siya ng ATP. So, kung siya po ay isang passive na transport po, yan po ay hindi po ikot-ikot ng ganyan. Hindi niya na po kailangan gumalaw o mag-consume ng ATP. Okay? Another one, ayan, pag both na po, papalabas, papaloob. Ito kasi may pupasok, may lumalabas na. We call them as antiport. And then this one is symport. Ayan, simple na port. Diba? Symport. Kasi isang way lang siya. While sa antiport, ayan, dalawa po. Simultaneous po yung pagpasok at paglabas. Either of the two, we need ATP. So, getting through the cell membrane, first, ulitin natin, no? Passive transport. It's just a simple diffusion. So, diffusion of nonpolar hydrophobic molecules in which can only be entered by, ulitin natin, pag passive transport, specifically simple diffusion, ang nakakapasok lamang po kay simple diffusion ay lipids, and of course, the concentration is from high to low concentration agent, which is the natural law or the second law of thermodynamics. Okay? So, yun po simple or passive diffusion. For the facilitated transport naman po, no? So, diffusion of polar, meaning, hindi lang po si non-polar na, meron na po siyang polar such as water or hydrophilic molecules, however, through a protein channel. Okay? Which is, of course, from high to low as well. But it won't use any energy or both of which won't use any ATP. However, for the active transport, diffusion against concentration agent. So, for example, ayan nga, no? Si antiport and si symport. Since against the gradient po siya. And of course, we'll definitely need an ATP or energy, no? Yan. So, para siyang para siyang, meron siyang entrance fee para makapasok. No? In summary, this is a simple diffusion. Ulit natin yan po ay puro lipids lamang. Okay? So, puro non-polar. Para makapasok po si polar naman po, si water, for example, they need a facilitated or protein channel. No? That is facilitated na. Both of which passive transport po siya. While in active transport, para po makapasok po si ating substance through a protein pump, magko-consume po siya ng ATP. Okay? That's why it's active. Now, so how about large molecules? Kasi yung mga pinag-usapan natin kaganina, maliliit lang yun no? So, large molecules such as yung ating for example, starch, ganon. Parang siya nakapasok sa loob. Now, so moving large molecules into and out of the cell, so we use the vesicles and the vacuoles. Now we got two types, the endocytosis and the exocytosis. So ang ano lang yan is that pag endo papasok, pag exo palabas. Okay, yun lang itandaan ninyo. Now, for example, this sa baba po natin is exocytosis, papalabas po yan. So from cytoplasm like this one, and the secretory vesicle, so meron siyang ilalabas sa malaking chain ng amino acid, kunyari na anong protein. So hindi na po siya magagamit, so babalutin siya ng ating vesicle and ipapalabas po yung isang buo. Okay, so now we got in endocytosis, or dalawa yan. We got the phagocytosis or cell eating, and the pinocytosis or cellular drinking. Okay, for endocytosis, so this is what it looks like. Now, so the first image that you can see, we call that as the phagocytosis. It is often fused with lysosome for the digestion. Ulitin natin, phagocytosis is cellular eating. Okay, so sino nga ba yung madalas sa digestion? Sino ang ating ang ating organelle for digestion? Of course, lysosome. So, pag involved po si lysosome, that is phagocytosis. Okay? For the pinocytosis is cell drinking. For the receptor-mediated endocytosis, ayan, another papasok naman po yan. So, triggered by molecular signal. So, it is actually a special case naman po sa ating water. Kasi, ang tawag natin sa process po na yun is osmosis. No? Osmosis is diffusion of water. So, water is very important to life. Of course, the cell din as well. So, we talk about water separately. No? Diffusion of water from high concentration of water to low concentration of water. So, that is osmosis. So, across the semi-permeable membrane. For example, as you can see this one. Ayan. So, direction of osmosis is determined by comparing the total solute of concentration. So, we got the hypertonic. When you say hypertonic class, so more solute but less water. Hyper. No? Pag hypotonic, that is less solute, more water. Okay? Pag isotonic, equal lamang po yun. Ulitin natin. Pag hypertonic, more solute, mas maraming solute, for example, si salt, pero less si water. Na. So, pag hypotonic, less solute, more water. Isotonic, equal lamang po yan. Okay? Like this one, hypotonic, hypertonic. So, net bit of water. So, cells survive depends on the balancing of water. For example, ayan. We got the hypotonic solution. Ulitin nga natin, no? Pag hypotonic, marami yung water niya. Since mas marami yung water, o mas marami yung water na napasok, mas marami yung, yung water na, mas onti yung water yung lumalabas, no? At mas marami yung water na sa loob, na natatrap, ang tendency niya is lolobo. Bloated, no? Hypotonic, lobo. No? So, that is the, itong tendency niya is, tawag natin is lyest. So, meaning, lolobo siya. Ano mangyari sa kanya? Sasabog ngayon si cell. Okay? So, ulitin natin, pag si H2O o si water, tuloy-tuloy lang yung pasok ng ating water, pero walang solute na lumalabas, no? Walang solute na lumalabas. Ang tendency niya is magsiksiksikan sa loob ngayon yan. So, magiging turgid na po siya ngayon, o magiging, tawag dito, bloated siya. For the isotonic, same lang po siya, normal. Normal lang yung paglabas at pagpasok ng ating water and of course solute, no? Hypertonic naman po, it will be shriveled, o magiging maliit, kulubot, no? Sobrang bilis po kasi yung paglabas ng ating H2O. Pero yung ating solute, no, napakarami sa loob. Okay? Yan, hypertonic. Yan, like this one. So, isotonic, yan. For example, ito pa lang sa baba, fresh water, the balanced water, and of course, the salt. Alright, so for the isotonic, once again, animal cell immersed in measles solution, for example, the blood cells in the blood plasma. So, for the problem, wala po siyang problem, disbalance lang po siya. So, no net movement of water flows across membrane equally in both directions. So, volume of cell is, of course, fairly stable. However, in hypotonic, so most common po, pag po nilagay si cell po kay fresh water, for example, si paramecium, no? So, ang mangyayari po niyan is that since marami pong water laging pumapasok at hindi po madali makakalabas si solute na is magiging swelled po siya. Lolobo siya ngayon and can of course burst. So, for example, water continuously enters the paramecium cell without exit. Wala po siyang nilalabas. So, the solution is contractile vacuole. So, pumps water up the cell para po hindi po sobrang mag-bloat po si ating paramecium. However, it will cause ATP. ATP pa rin yan since active po iyon si ating vacuole. So, in a plant cell, magiging turgid po siya. Okay. So, concentration of vacuole in paramecium, for example, this one, as you can see, no? Sa pinakataas natin, ayan, si vacuole natin is namamaga na siya. Ang laki niya na. This is a paramecium, no? So, for it to be back on a normal sa baba, ayan, sa baba, kailangan po ng ATP. Okay, para bumalik siya sa normal. Okay? So, for the hypertonic, kung sa hypotonic is lumalaki, lumulobo, dito naman po is nagiging wilt po siya o natutuyot. Na, madalas po yan sa mga snails, di ba? Tandaan niyo may snails, pansinin niyo, or mga bulate, mga worms. So, earthworm, pag nilagyan po natin sila ng salt, no, madali po kasing natutuyo o nag-e-escape si water sa kanilang katawan. Kasi nga po, yung snails and of earthworms, most of their body consists of water. So, ang tendency po nun, ayan, like shellfish, pag nilagyan mo ng salt yan, ang daming solute na papasok sa katawan, no? Edi, magsisilabas ngayon si H2O. Magpalalabas ngayon yan, no? And of course, will result to wilting or being shriveled. For the aquaporins, so water moves rapidly in and out of cell, evidence that there were water channels. So, ang nakadiscover po na aquaporins ay ayan, Peter Agri Hopkins and of course Roderick McKinnon Rockefeller. Ayan, like for example, this activity, no, assume yan po si cell in the environment. So, pero yung gawin yan, cell compared to beaker is, hypertonic, while the beaker compared to cell is the hypotonic. So, which way po, ang tawag dito, the water flow, it is of course, inside the cell, papasok po, okay? Yun po yung papasok ng ating cell, ganun po siya. Ayan, papasok po si water flow. Malinaw? So, any question? So, for the laboratory number 3, this is actually an individual. Ito, number 4 pala individual. Sorry. For number 3, cell member simulation, we'll do this one, tawag dito, board activity. This one on the other day na lang. For the laboratory number 4, that is individual or home sa bahay po yan, no? Egg membrane experiment. So, I already uploaded it on our Google Classroom. Kindly read that one for me. And of course, for your board activity number 4, which is presentation. So, announce ko lang kung ito po ba ay recorded or face-to-face depending on my schedule. So, for the topic, Group 1 is photosynthesis, Group 2, glycolysis, Group 3, Krebs cycle, and Group 4 is the ETC. Okay? So, if you have any questions, don't forget to send me a message. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye!